the U.S. State Department has accused RT, Russia's government-backed media outlet, of functioning as an effective wing of their intelligence services. Just what exactly do they allege that RT is doing? And more importantly, what do they hope that anyone's going to do about it? I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this is a really interesting story for a couple of reasons. The U.S. State Department has released a press release saying that RT is functioning as a, quote, de facto arm of Russian intelligence. Now, it's a well-known fact that RT is a Russian state-backed media outlet. And so the fact that they are accusing it of operating on behalf of Kremlin's intelligence agencies is honestly, like, I hate to, duh. Like, what did you think RT was doing? Is this really that big a secret? Now, what they're saying, though, what's interesting is that the State Department is sanctioning 2 additional people and 3 entities, including RT's parent company, saying that new intelligence leaves no doubt that RT isn't just providing unreliable news and mis and disinformation, which of course is not a crime in the United States, but they're saying that they are no longer, quote, merely fire hoses of Russian government propaganda and disinformation, unquote, but the State Department says, quote, RT is engaged in a covert influence activities aimed at undermining American elections and democracy, functioning as a de facto arm of Russia's intelligence apparatus. And they seek to meddle in the sovereign affairs of countries around the world. Now, RT, of course, is just laughing about it, saying that they live rent-free in the State Department's head and that we're running out of popcorn, but we'll be here, live laughing hard, which is, I see what they're trying to do. They'll be here, live, laugh, and loving hard. I see what you're going for, but you kind of missed the mark, right? They also call the State Department idiots. Right. They say, quote, and this is actually, let's talk about what the allegations are, and then I'm going to talk about one of the ones that kind of bothers me a little bit. Okay. So the U.S. has said, yes, we support the free flow of information, and yeah, it's not illegal for them for RT to spew Russian propaganda, but they're doing 2 other things. First off, they are targeting Moldova's electoral process, including creating shell companies within Moldova that they are going to attempt to literally buy votes and influence the upcoming Moldovan election under the guise of humanitarian assistance. It's a vote-buying campaign designed to support pro-Kremlin candidates, illicitly undermining Moldova's democracy. Literally just paying people to say, hey, make sure you register and make sure you vote for our candidate. Of course, once the Kremlin installs their pro-Kremlin candidates, this is a pretty standard playbook, those candidates then implement laws to make it harder and harder for challengers to take on incumbents, meaning that the incumbents tighten their control over the system. The ruling party tightens it up so that it looks more and more like, well, Putin's Russia or Belarus or Chechnya, right? So that's one thing. They're also saying, of course, that RT has actually an embedded cyber unit from the Russian intelligence agency inside of their entity, right? Now here's where sort of like, okay, I'm not here to defend RT. They're a propaganda outlet. But if you're a savvy viewer, you need to, you already know this, right? So the question is, is it a big deal to have a Russian cyber entity inside your media outlet? Well, I hope not, because the NSA is actually purchasing Americans' internet data without a warrant from entities like Facebook. Right? NSA officials admitting the agency purchased troves of potentially sensitive internet data without first seeking a court order to retrieve it. So, again, these cyber security entities can oftentimes end up kind of inside, inside these social media companies, right? So it's not like a massive shift, so to speak. This is sort of how these countries tend to operate. So I'm a little skeptical there. Again, do I think it's fake? No, I think it's real. I just think it's something that everybody does. And like, I guess this is the cynic in me, just being like, did you really think they weren't? Right? Just like, do you really think that the NSA isn't going to be able to access your entire browsing history? No, of course they are. But what do you want to do? You shut off your computer and live in the woods? Right? So it sucks, but yeah, no kidding. Here's what also kind of annoys me. RT engages in procuring lethal aid for the Russian military in Ukraine. Boy, if that bothers you guys, I got some bad news about my channel. Now, obviously, I don't like the Russians. I like the Ukrainians. We raise funds for the Ukrainian military. But to sit there and say that this sort of crowdfunding military effort is a evidence that RT is an intelligence wing is a sort of a stretch. Again, in the U.S., right, it's a 501c3. It's incredibly standardized to have these kind of charity efforts, right? Again, I work with Ukraine Aid Ops, U.S. 501c3 charity. We raise funds for gear for Ukrainian units. Not really a problem. Completely compliant with U.S. law. So this is sort of one of the things that RT says. American intelligence services have uncovered that we are helping the front lines, the RT editor wrote. They say, quote, "We've been doing this openly, you idiots. Should I send you a list of what we've bought and sent? We regularly publish this just so you know." And honestly, it's one of those things where, like, it's not good, but this feels like a little half-baked. Usually, the State Department, they're going to wrap an investigation like this. They're going to have everything. They're going to explain the networks. They're going to break it down. But the State Department, you may know, isn't the Department of Justice. And it's the Department of Justice who has the responsibility of sort of digging into these counterintelligence networks. But they don't do it. The State Department doesn't do this. And so why are they putting out this press release being like, hey, RT's an intelligence wing, but then you offer some pretty light evidence that it's happening? Again, if this were true, then it would mean that I am also an agent of the U.S. intelligence services. And I got bad news. I'm broadcasting from my spare bedroom. Okay. So, CIA, if you want to employ me, bros, send me a check from that secret slush fund, like, come on, man. If you got the funds to, if you're selling cocaine in South America, you could funnel a little of the funds to your boy. The point is, obviously, I'm not on the employ of anybody. Certainly not the CIA, right? Why else would I have to promote my own gum? Well, here's the joke, of course. If you feel like you need a little bit of an edge, you may not need to start a corrupted media outlet from your intelligence services. You may just need more caffeine, like Strike Gum. Strike Gum is all the caffeine of an energy drink in a single piece of gum. 0 sugar, 90 milligrams of caffeine, 100 milligrams of alpha GPC. Plus, best of all, right, if you sign up for the subscribe and save option, if you already tried it and you like it, then you can get free shipping with a subscribe and save. Too easy, guys. Go to strikegum.com. Check this out, right? You're going to, of course, I recommend the 5-pack because, it's going to give you a pack for your house, pack for your office, pack for your gym bag, pack for your car. And you're going to be able to get the energy you need, the energy drink alternative, wherever you are. So check it out at strikegum.com. Link is in the description. Again, raising money for units. Again, when I was in Afghanistan, I was on the receiving end. People would send us all kinds of stuff: food, snacks, candy, razor blades, soap, anything they thought we might need. So again, these sort of things, if you're going to go after RT, and certainly it's not a secret that RT is funded by the Russian government. So if you're going to say that they're with the FSB or with the KGB, you have to bring more evidence in this. Anyway, guys, that's all I had. Huge thank you to the Colonel Tier members of CombatVetNews.com, like James Gerling, Steve Moran, Doug Beck, Alan Knutson, Bastian Himmerling, James Kelly, Brian Kelly, James McCombs, Dale McCombs, James Ola, Henry Roussier, as well as all our Lieutenant Tier members. Couldn't do it without you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.